Aaron, another disappointing afternoon here at Oldbury Park, out of the FA Cup. What's your assessment on that?
Yeah, all credit to Bournemouth. They battled hard for the game. They wanted every ball, we didn't. They won every second ball, every first ball, and we just weren't at the races today. And unfortunately, in any cup game, if you're not at the races, you risk being knocked out, and especially against a team as good as Bournemouth.
Well, there were valid reasons for your selection to this afternoon. You kept the same team from last week, oppressive win. Do you regret that?
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but no, I don't regret it, because it's given, people can't. I like to rotate players. I like the fact that, we've got a squad of 16, 17, that we can pick any one of those 16, 17, they can win the game. Last week, it was nice to say, do you know what, our performance, like I said last week, I don't care about the score, the performance was what won us that game against Poole. It was exceptional. So, we're doing this as a hobby, we're not getting paid, so if you come here and you do your job and you do it well, then you deserve to play the next week. So that's why we kept the team the same. And it was just disappointing to see after 15, 20 minutes today that, some of those people that performed well against Poole last week just didn't do it today against Bournemouth. Psychologically, or bad night's sleep, or poor nutrition, we don't know, we'll look into it, but we just, you've got to be up for it, and it's it's disappointing, but all credit to Steve and Bournemouth, and good luck to him in the next round.
Losing Phil quite early in the game to injury when she pulled up, do you think that had an effect on your game plan?
Not on the game plan, no, because Jodie came on, and Jodie was playing professional, in another country before she came here. So we know that Jodie can come on and replace Phil. It's just what Phil gives us, and she's been phenomenal for me for the whole of pre-season and last season, and I think she's been fantastic. And to lose her so early was obviously devastating. It shouldn't have affected the game plan, that's not an excuse, but I think losing what she brings to the team in her motivation, her drive, and getting the other players around her to raise their game, that's what we did miss, I think. It was a shame, and to do it so early in the game, but that's not an excuse. We put Jodie on, we just still, second half didn't really create much, and for us that was disappointing.
The first couple of goals for Bournemouth, albeit the team got back into it, do you feel that they were somewhat gifted to the players, or gifted to Bournemouth, or do you think that they just worked their high press well?
So we went 1-0 down, went down the other end and scored almost straight away. We switched the ball, found an overload wide, crossed the ball, got a tap in at the back post. Great goal, great switch, great playing out from the back that came from our goalkeeper through probably about 8 or 9 of our players, and then we scored the goal. That was the last time we did that in the rest of the game. And that wasn't because Bournemouth high-pressed us, that was because we just could not keep hold of that ball. The pitch is flat, the pitch is nice, the weather's nice, there's no excuse. We should be switching that ball better than we have done today. And again, like we said, we've worked on it all week. We know Molly Clark can hit a ball from 25 yards, we know that. We know Gemma Hillier can play left and right footed, we know that. But yet Gemma's got a free volley in the middle of the box, Molly's got a free shot just outside the box. Not good enough, and we know that, we worked on that, and we even discussed it. We discussed it at half time, discussed it before the game, discussed it in the week. You cannot give players of that quality any space and time, especially both players in one half of the game, and then at that point we're 2-1 down when we should be on top of them. And then the penalty decision later on, it wasn't a penalty, it was a great tackle. Kelly's made a great tackle, cleared it off their player, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Linesman's not flagged it, referees then give it even though he's miles away. But again, that's his decision, that's 3-1. We still got plenty of time to get back into the game, and we did not score from that point. So again, penalty is not an excuse. Don't care about the penalty, don't care about the decision. The fact is that the 2 goals before that, we have just handed them on a plate, playing out badly, given the ball on the outside the box, unmarked, and then she's just taken a great finish outside the box.
You made quite a call at half time to switch your goalkeepers. Obviously in the FA Cup you've been given the option to have 5 substitutions in the game. Are you happy that you made that choice, and is that something that could affect long term?
No, it was a decision we made as a coaching staff, all of us. We weren't playing out well. We know that Ellie's attributes are different to Emily's. Second half we went longer, and that was one thing that we had to do. But I don't think, we kept a clean sheet in the second half. We didn't concede a goal, so that change hasn't affected anything. It was the other end that we had a problem. We weren't creating, we weren't playing through the thirds. When we got, in the area where we should be creating that play, we just weren't good enough. We were turning into trouble. If it was coming from the left, it was going back out to the left. Simple mistakes like that. That's what's cost us this game, not the fact that we changed goalkeepers. But Ellie's reaction was good. It should be. Wished Emily good luck, and that's how it works. That's how it should work in a team.
And where do you go from now? You've had 2 good performances in the league. You've just had today, and you've now got to go back into league action next week against a team, Swindon, who are vastly improving and are picking up some good results.
Yeah, they are. Jamie's doing well there, It's going to be tough, and I would suggest we're going into a game against Swindon Town as the underdogs, and you wouldn't have thought of that last season. And we've got a good reserve team here, and if we're not going to start doing what is asked to do on the pitch, then we're going to have to look at something else, because we can't go setting teams up, giving them all the information, giving them all the tactics that we can, and not performing on the pitch. And I will look at it this week, and we'll try and pick each other up, and we'll try and look at it and say, what can we change as coaching staff? That's the most important thing. What did we get wrong? And then we'll talk to the players, and we'll just say, right, okay, what can they do better? And then hopefully, if we do what we did wrong better and they do what they did wrong better, then we should go into Swindon and it should be a much happier place.